This place is something else, and I guess we're going to another site now?
Yeah, we'll go visit another project that we have been doing for the last, I guess about 2 years now. So we're almost pretty much at the end of the road. This farm on the right is 10 acres, all on the same big river where my bridge is. So 10 acres on the right, my friend Gabe bought, and we're doing a full permaculture retreat center there. This is Francis, the guy I have on my YouTube channel, the local Tico permaculturist. This is his farm. And then the next one down from him is Ryan from Permaculture Planet, and that's where we're gonna go visit right now.
Nice. We're looking right here.
The permaculture hood right there.
What you guys know about the perma hood? Hey guys, what's going on? So we're at Brendon's new epic site here with Ryan at Permaculture Planet, and we're about to show you guys around.
So I met Brendon probably 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago at this point, from his YouTube channel on permaculture, and was interested in Costa Rica and permaculture. So we started talking and hit it off, and he's implemented a brilliant project with me. So we have a 6.5 acre farm here, Permaculture Homestead, and this home site was built about a year ago, and it's just about complete, still putting in the final pieces, some of the furniture. How many square feet is this, Brendon?
We have about, you know, it's kind of a modular design. So we built the main living space, and then we've done modular bedrooms and other areas around, which we'll show you. But we're at about 1,500 square feet. With the new bedroom, actually, we're gonna be close to 1,800 square feet.
Yeah. We wanted it so it could face the creek, so this is a smaller water feature on the property. The property's bordered by a creek on the south side, east side, southeast, and on the west side is Rio San Pedro. So you'll see the creek here. We have a kitchen area here, and then this is a 1-bedroom main building, and then the master suite is on the south side of the property.
Looks like you already have problems of abundance in here, huh?
Yeah, totally.
200 pounds of bananas laying in there.
Totally,
Wow.
yeah. And then the refrigerator is just like
Is it
stocked.
smack full? You want to show us?
Yeah, totally, yeah.
People like to see what's going on.
We actually restock on Mondays, so this is the least amount of food we ever have in here. Since it's gonna get stocked up again tomorrow night, so.
That's your health food store right there.
Yeah, totally. Fresh coconut water. We do like 25 liters a week now, and orange juice, coconut meat, fruit, vegetables. Some of it's coming from the farm. Bananas are already fruiting, and some noni, some orange, and then we're getting a lot of the other stuff locally until this stuff starts coming in.
Oh, nice. Is this grid tied?
This is grid tied.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note that Ryan wasn't really planning on moving here right away. He was running a large organic raw juice company in the US, and kind of fell in love with it over the 2-year process of us building this place, and decided to move here full time. And so now Ryan is a really amazing forward-thinking businessman and really likes to create projects that help the planet. And so just within a couple months of being here in Costa Rica, he started a new company that's going to have some different focuses. You can check that out online. It's called Permaculture Planet. And we're going to be partnering with Ryan to do turnkey permaculture developments along with Natural Living Designs and Permaculture Planet.
When we moved here and prior to moving here, we got a bunch of questions from friends and family. Hey, what are you doing? Can you document it? Can you make videos and send it to us? So we're like, okay, we'll start making some videos that everyone could see. And then like, how are you doing it? How much does it cost? It's mainly the questions are, how much is the upfront cost? What's my like nut to get there? Is it 100 grand, 200 grand, 500 grand? Like what's the upfront and then what's it gonna cost per month to sustain a lifestyle? So we're putting together packages where it's totally transparent on the upfront costs. We're building a model on the recurring costs. Over time, perhaps the farm can give back some produce that you can then sell in the community to offset the costs. It may not be a profit center unless you do something, you know, where you're taking finished goods to the market, like chocolate or something like that. But yeah, that's the basic premise of Permaculture Planet on the property side.
Really, I mean, you're kind of taking that model to the next level because you are going to actually, we're going to create commercial production systems here. We have a huge, way beyond home scale food forest here that will produce, you know, enough for hundreds of families. But we're also setting up commercial style greenhouses here where Ryan's going to be growing large amounts of things like kale, tomatoes, different stuff to dehydrate, and we're actually going to be building solar with propane backup, huge dehydrators. And Ryan's going to be creating an actual product that he's going to distribute. And I mean, this is within months of his farm, you know, a 2-year process of building the farm, but within months of actually moving here, and the farm is starting to produce now. And he's already got a micro business that is probably going to go, you know, to national scale within Central America in a very short amount of time. So I think I just want to give Ryan props for, like, he's taken the permaculture dream and now he's actually turning that into a viable livelihood in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing what the abundance of fruit and vegetable can do on a property, and that's one of them. If you have a way to make it into a finished good that you can then share with the community, and it's helping people and it's in demand. There's a lot of supply of raw materials here, but not a lot of supply of like packaged goods that are really healthy and organic here, and the demand is there. So if we can start to fulfill some of that demand with ease and have fun doing it, then I think it's our duty to do that actually.
As you saw, we were kind of in the main living space. What we're trying to do in Costa Rica or in the tropics, you know, it's all indoor outdoor living. And so we usually build structures that are equal size indoor as outdoor space. That also saves a lot of money on building costs, because obviously if we're not building walls, the cost goes down. So we try to minimize the indoor space for as little as we need. So obviously you want a nice kitchen, living room to hang out if it's getting rainy outside. Bedrooms are nice to be able to close up at night if you want to. In our mountain climate here, we actually get nice cool nights. You know, it's a place where you put a nice blanket on. But then all of our pass-through space and all of our, you know, decks, eating table will be out here. He'll have a separate outdoor kitchen outside the indoor kitchen. And so this is all modular, you know. The nice thing about the modular houses is you can start small and then you can add as you want to. So if you want to start with a nice vacation home, if you're only visiting Costa Rica and you're only going to be coming to your property for a month, a couple weeks to a month, a year, you can start small. As you start living here more full time, you can add bedrooms, you can add guest houses, you can add all these things modularly. So we've just connected everything through bridges. This is a composting toilet, dual chamber composting toilet. It has 2 separate cement boxes underneath it. And so the idea is you use one side of the composting toilet for a period of time, based, you know, single family, probably about 6 months. Once this starts to fill up, you just lift this toilet seat up, you switch it with this table, and then you use this half side, and you don't even touch this side, and then you use that for 6 months. When you're ready to switch back, your original side now has completely decomposed. We're also spraying microorganisms into the toilet every time we use it, adding wood chips. We have a urine separating toilet here. By separating the urine from composting toilet systems, that actually takes away all the smell, the flies, all those nasty things that can happen if you mix water with your composting toilet or liquids. We separate the urine. We can save some of that to use as fertilizer. We also run it into the gray water banana circles. But by the time you come back to use this after 6 months later, it's black soil, you clean it out, and you start over again. We're actually gonna put a bidet in this system, and I think it will possibly be, if any of you YouTube viewers have seen another one, please let me know. I think it's gonna be the first composting toilet with a bidet in the world. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that. It's gonna be a fun feature, so that's going in next week. Washing machine here.
I'll trade with you.
You know, super simple front load washing machine setup. Right outside the washing machine, we have stairs going to the outdoor drying area for your clothes. We don't need dryers here in Costa Rica. You can dry clothes outdoors year round as long as you have a nice polycarbonate roof. No tropical home is complete without the jacuzzi hot tub. So we have a nice jacuzzi hot tub. Dry sauna is going in right here. This will be a dry sauna leading over to the master bedroom. This wall here will be opened up, so you're gonna have a nice pass through. Outdoor shower on this wall for getting in and out of the hot tub. Nice sink here for washing up, to serve the master bedroom, and then we're actually gonna build another bidet right out here for just the nighttime use. This is a hexagon master suite that we're building. You know, again, it's not a huge space, about 200 square foot internal space. We're using all locally harvested wood. So these are teak floors, locally grown, renewable teak. We're gonna have teak ceilings in here. We're gonna have a piece of onyx in the center of the floor with a light coming through it. It's gonna be really spectacular when it's all complete. We do use steel framing a lot of times down here in the tropics, and why we do that, a lot of people talk about it not being the most sustainable, renewable material, which is true. One of the things we've learned in the tropical environment is it's a very harsh environment. There's a lot of termites, there's a lot of things that happen down here that you need to weigh out what's the longevity of the structure and how many times is it going to need to be rebuilt over its lifetime based on the initial energy that's going into the production of the materials. And that's really giving us a more clear long-term sustainable view, you know? So steel may not be currently the most sustainable, but if this can last 50 or 80 or 100 years, then it becomes a sustainable structure, coupled with the locally harvested renewable woods that we're using, so on and so forth. So we try to really build eco homes, but that are also very strong and are gonna have good longevity. One of the things you can see over here, which is a feature that Ryan asked us to incorporate, there was this massive rock that happened to be in this location right by the creek, and Ryan wanted us to build the house off of that rock. So they have this, they use that every day. They go out and sun on it, but we use that as a primary point to build this house around.
So this is my first Gross Michel banana. Even though I've tried 50 varieties at my farm, we're probably down to about 40. You know, it's all about eating the fruit over here.
It smells amazing. I wish I could try some.
Oh, Matt, it's really good.
So this was the commercial worldwide commodity banana at one point.
This used to be a commercial banana that you know, Chiquita and all them used to use because of the quality of it, because of the flavor. I mean, it's just it's a much better quality flavor than a banana like the what they're using now, which is the Cavendish. What happened was they found that it didn't do great at commercial scale. And so they got rid of it and they found one that would do much better at commercial scale, which is the Cavendish, with way less flavor and way less properties. So now it's more of a collector's item, so to speak.
A delicious banana. Matt, I'm sorry, bro, but we'll get you one, I promise. We got to feed the camera guy.
Well,
how was that, edible?
okay.
Yeah.
So this is our latest rendition of all of our culmination of 10 years of doing food forests. This is our latest design. Just to run you through it very quickly, we start with a double hedgerow of vetiver grass and flamengia, which is a nitrogen fixer. And this is for our chop and drop. So we chop and drop all this onto our fruit trees and plants in our system. And this also acts as a sediment trap. So as things come down slope, this acts as a wall and just stops the sediment. What we do then is we put our overstory fruit trees just 2 meters above this hedgerow. And so what's gonna happen, especially if you're on any kind of like, sloping landscape, over time, the sediment's gonna wash down, it's gonna get stopped by this vetiver, and it's gonna naturally build a terrace for you without you doing the work over a 10-year period. It's just gonna build a terrace for you. And this is super easy now, just to come in here, chop this, drop it right onto our fruit trees. This is a nice, beautiful jackfruit tree. You can see this is well cared for. This is 1 year old. That's our first row is our overstory fruit trees. We always interplant between the fruit trees with bananas in between each fruit tree. The next row up, 3 meters, we have another row of bananas here. Another 1.5 meters, we have our pollinators. So here we got butterfly bush and caliandra. So we'll plant a whole line of pollinators, 1.5 meters up from those. Another 1.5 meters, which is 3 meters from our last banana row, is our coconut palm, cacao, and banana line. So we got a whole row there. There's the cacao and the coconuts are spaced every other one. Again, these are our emergent palm story in the system. And then our final row is we have banana and understory trees. Right now we're eradicating some grass here, so we don't have that here, but we can check in another section. At this point would be our understory fruit trees, which are things like acerola cherry, noni. Anything that's 4 meters or under goes in this row. Anything that's 5 to 6 meters and up goes in our overstory fruit tree row. So that's just a quick walkthrough of our latest design. The very edge here, which is acerola cherry in this case. Got some nice cacaos filling in over there. Gonna take you guys up and show you the spring system, spring captation system. Chompadek, get some durian. Got breadfruit, dude.
Beauty.
1 year old.
Little breadfruit shrub.
So this zone of the farm is what we call the spring protection zone. And we have a really prolific groundwater spring right here that is born on the property. This is what we're using for the drinking water on the farm. And as you can see, we've planted super dense, there's no more than 1.5 meters of space without something planted here. So we have, all kinds of, we have bananas, we have hardwood species, we have bamboo, we have all sorts of water-loving plants. We have something called sota caballo, which pulls water up from deep in the soil. And you can, when you look out at this area, this was planted a year ago, and it's already really thickening in. And the whole design principle for this area was the protection of the water and bringing more water up into the spring. So if we want to walk over here, I can actually show you this really cool spring captation that we did. So this is actually the spring captation. This was, springs vary with how they come out of the ground or how they're born. Sometimes they come straight out of the side of a wall or side of a rock and they're in one big stream. In that case, they're kind of easy to capture, and we'll usually build smaller captations for them. In this case, we had a lot of water coming out of different spots in the ground. You know, it was kind of more of like a little area of mini springs. So what we did is we excavated a hole in this entire area. Once we did that, we covered the ground with a small layer of gravel. Then we came in and we put a small water tank, plastic high density polyethylene water tank right in the center. We drilled holes in the whole tank so the tank actually acts as like a filter. And then we built a cement dam wall to hold that whole area in place. And then we filled the entire thing with gravel. And so we filled that whole space with gravel. And so now we have a combination filtration as well as spring captation. And so this whole filtration area can hold probably about 10,000 gallons of water. And then we have our tank in the center though, which is just easier to get for our pump and everything. We have our pump plumbed right into that tank. So we have a little pressure pump here that goes to another set of tanks right here, and then that gravity feeds out to the farm, to the houses, to the landscape, things like that. So I'm gonna take you guys down to a very special place on the farm. What we're entering here, we call the Secret Peninsula. And we've designed this to be a lush, colorful landscape. We're still in the process of implementing this section, but I'll take you down to one of the main beautiful features on the property, which is gonna be a surprise. But what we're gonna do here, we have two large Asper dendrocalamus bamboo plants on both sides. We're gonna make an arch. So you'll be entering the Secret Peninsula through an arch. And then there won't be any agricultural going on here, but we're just gonna have tons of flowering, beautiful plants. So you're just gonna be walking into this Garden of Eden to get to the surprise feature at the end, which I'll take you to now.
All right, Permaculture Planet. Oh my God, this place is something else. You guys have done some awesome work here. How can people find you? You want to give them a link to your...
Yeah, permacultureplanet.co.
All right, you guys heard it. Like, subscribe, share. Don't forget, pound dirt.
Keep